Wow. Gilbert Gottfried has passed away at the age of 67 due to a long-term illness, or so that it has been reported. Aside from his death, when I heard Gilbert Gottfried died, I was in shock. I liked him as a voice actor. May not have liked him as a comedian, but I loved him as a voice actor. Yeah, he has such an iconic voice, and when I saw him in Beverly Hills Cop 2, I called my brother and my sister. I said, you guys, well, I didn't call them on the phone. I called them downstairs. You guys, you gotta come up here. You recognize this guy's voice? And my brother goes, sounds familiar. And then they looked at each other. My brother and sister looked at each other and they went, Iago. And I said, it is Iago. And they said, oh my goodness, I never saw him. Honestly, Gilbert Gottfried has a recognizable face and a voice. Mostly, he's remembered for his voice work as Iago from Aladdin, the original from the early 90s. The Aladdin trilogy, and the Aladdin TV series that aired in the mid-90s on Toon Disney. And I remember the Aladdin TV show pretty well. My grandmother used to tape Toon Disney all the time for us. And Toon Disney featured a lot of cartoon prequels, sequel series of many popular Disney animated films at the time, including Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and so many. But mostly I remember, and Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, of course. I'll never forget that. The movie and then the TV show came up. Interestingly enough, the movie had Tim Allen, but the TV show had Patrick Warburton. Anyway, so, a little sentimental story there for you. Oh, yes, I remember this TV show, Cyber Chase. Yes, Cyber Chase. That used to air on PBS Kids. And I remember just liking Digit. Why? Voiced by Gilbert Gottfried. And you couldn't help but like the hacker, also because he was voiced by Back to the Future actor Christopher Lloyd. I recognize these voices. Sentimental. Don't you just love that nostalgia feeling, you know? And of course, I will always remember him as Iago, and the reason why I feel sad is because it's saying goodbye to that chapter in your life you grew up with. It's saying goodbye to a character you fell in love with when you were a little kid, you know? It's saying goodbye to that chapter in your life. It's saying goodbye to a character you grew up liking, laughing along with, and just that nostalgic piece of your upbringing. I mean, what little kid didn't fall in love with cartoons growing up? You know, characters, of course. And saying goodbye to Gilbert Gottfried, you know, saying goodbye to that chapter in my life and my brother and sister's life that we grew up with Disney. We grew up with Aladdin, Iago, and his no-holds-bar honesty. When you're little and you're young, you have no idea who these voice actors are, and then when you grow up and you start to recognize these voices, okay, I need to figure out who are these actors, and then you discover who they are. I want Gilbert Gottfried to be remembered as interestingly enough, he was a bit like another late great comedian, the family-friendly on Full House, Bob Saget. He was, of course, family-friendly in Given the Right Material, of course, Gilbert Gottfried. And given the right material, he could be the ultimate family entertainer. And given the other material, he could become an equally raunchy and dirty adult entertainer. It's just that time where you just look back and say, wow, I certainly remember Aladdin. Out of all the Disney movies out there, that was probably my all-time favorite when I was a little kid. It still is. Mainly because of all the voice talent. And I actually don't mind the TV show. I still like the TV show. Every time I watch the TV show, reruns on YouTube, I think back to watching it at my grandmother's house. Oh, man. So, I want to say thank you. Thank you to Mr. Gilbert Gottfried for giving us laughs of our childhood, both in movie, TV, cartoons, both as kids and adults. Your voice will never be forgotten.